In the kitchen cooking up with Nisha J. Ay, ay, cooking up with Nisha J. In the kitchen cooking up with Nisha J. Food for thought, get your fix today. Hey, thank you for subscribing to the queen of recipes, Nisha J.
All right, y'all. Nisha J back again with another video. We're gonna be doing short ribs. This would be probably my first time really doing a short rib at my house. So we're gonna try to get these all cleaned up, and then I'm gonna use my cast iron Dutch oven. And believe me, y'all, this damn thing is heavy as hell. And you know you gotta maintenance it. You gotta keep it free from water and oil up, or it will go bad. It'll just look what do they call it, like a rusty look. So I gotta be careful to make sure I dry it off, keep it oiled, because it's no joke, no joke. So I'm gonna wash these up and season them, and I'll be right back. Alright, y'all, I'm back. So I'm going to pat dry some of this water off the meat so that the seasoning will stick a little better. Okay, so we're going to pat dry that. Alright, so what I'm going to use my garlic salt, partially garlic salt, alright, then I'm going to add a little onion powder. Can't go wrong with that. That's empty. And a little black pepper. Black pepper, y'all. Okay. And I never measure, I always go by sight. And then this is this Cajun style seasoning. I'm gonna add a little bit of that. And this garlic, spicy garlic seasoning. So I'm definitely gonna use that. Then we're gonna kind of mix it together. Make sure all the pieces get coated with the seasoning. We'll pour off that little extra water that's still at the bottom. Okay. There's the short ribs. Alright, y'all, so we're gonna let that sit there for a few minutes. I have, I believe this is carrots, celery, and onion that I'm gonna add to the pot. Okay. I'm not sure what I'm gonna cook with it, y'all, but one of my things was some broccoli. And then I was thinking some rice. So that might be my thing. A little bit of rice. Okay, we're gonna take this off. tell you this is heavy, y'all. Very heavy. Very, very heavy. I'm gonna add a splash of olive oil. And my wooden spoon. Oh, gosh. I don't know if I'm gonna get these out because I might have to do a little creative. Right down here. Creative breakdown, y'all. Alright, so I have my carrots, my carrots, celery, onion, and what else I want is maybe a garlic clove or two. I think I'm going to use a fresh garlic clove. I'm going to cut that real quick. Let my pot get a little warm. Garlic smells good. Everything goes so quickly, it spoils so fast. I think I might put those in the oven and kind of put them in a mason jar or something with oil. I saw a little recipe where they put the olive oil in a jar with the garlic and preserved it. I think I might do that just so my garlic don't go bad so quickly. think garlic is the hardest thing to. It's the hardest thing to cut because it's so small. Hardest thing to cut out. Okay, so that's cut up pretty good. All right, so I'm thinking, let's go ahead and put these in there. Carrot, onion, celery. All right. Let that saute in the pot. Fire, I'm going to turn it up a little bit higher since this is not cooking as strong as I want. Okay, so I'm going to let that cook down. Once those kind of cook down, I'm going to add the garlic in there. Alright, so this is doing its thing. Don't let it keep on. I'm gonna let this keep on doing what it does. Its amount of fire space is kicking up a little bit. That's what we want. We want that. I hope these turn out pretty good. And these are short ribs that I'm going to be cooking. I love the seasoning that I'm smelling on them. Hopefully it will be bomb. And how's everybody doing? Hopefully you guys are having a good day. And make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to your girl, Nisha J. Alright. I be trying to work with this darn electric stove, but it just doesn't give the heat. It really don't. Okay, so we're going to let that brown, then I'm going to add these in there. Once I add the garlic, okay, I don't want the garlic to burn, but I do want it to kind of cook a little, so I can get that flavor, y'all. Can y'all see that? Okay. There. Alright, so you can hear it. You can hear it once I put those short ribs in there. I'm going to turn it down a little bit. I just wanted to get that little bit of a high simmer on these veggies. Alright. Yes. So then when I put that meat in there, I'm going to get a nice sizzle on those. Try to get a good brown on there. I don't like to cut off a lot of the fat on my meat because that fat kind of keeps the meat a little more juicy. That's what I believe. So when you cook down your meat, you're not cooking directly on the meat itself, the tender meat, or I should say the more leaner meat, and it'll break down your fat and then kind of lock in the juices. That's how I look at it. So, especially like beef and pork, they are already a leaner meat, and when you're taking away the fat, it's directly on the meat, which to me dries it out, and especially pork. And like your breast meat on chicken also, you know. So I always look at it like that, and I like my meat to be a little juicy. Can you guys see? It's browning up. Turn this light on so that helps. It's browning up, giving it a little color. I'm glad I dried a lot of that water off because the meat is now cooking perfectly. Now I gotta find a liquid that I want to put in here. I don't want just water. So, let me see if I have some. Stop. I do have a can of broth that I'm going to open. I'm going to open for the meal. I hate opening a pan with a can opener. Makes me feel... Alright, so that's really cooking, y'all. I can't wait for this finished project. I want this one to turn that over a little bit. Trying to figure out what flavor I want to have. I want to have like a garlic, not too sweet, but kind of just more of a garlicky, spicy flavor. So I'm really thinking about what I'm gonna add. I might add some hoisin in there for the kind of that sweet, and then I might add, I have a garlic butter that I made, and a matter of fact I might add that in because it really has a good flavor that will probably enhance the flavor in the short rib. So I'm going to do that. Add a little bit of that garlic butter. had a really nice flavor. Kind of the same flavors that I put on the meat was in that sauce, that butter. So we're gonna lock in. Gonna lock in that. And then let's go ahead and add the hoisin in there, and then I'm gonna add the stock to seal it in. All right. And we're gonna bring this up to a decent little boil so that we can turn it down and kind of let it simmer. And I want to taste this little broth that I have on the meat. All right, let me get a spoon here. Always got to taste and see what we got going on. And once the flavors kind of marinate together, it's probably going to taste either way better, or you may need to add some flavor. Okay, so let's see what we got. That's a nice even flavor. I can taste all the flavors from that garlic butter. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, y'all. I'm loving the flavors I'm getting. It's got like a little kick to it because I did add that garlic, spicy garlic, which is giving it like a little kick. It's not like a hot, but it's like a little kick. So I'm very excited for that. All right, so I'm gonna bring this up to a boil, and then I'm gonna cover my lid. So I'll be back, y'all. We'll check this out and see how it's cooking for us. All right. All right, y'all. It's been simmering on a nice little temperature. Some of that liquid didn't cook down. And this is what our short ribs are looking like. I actually want to take a bite of that right now, because it's looking kind of tasty. Yeah, that's almost like falling off the bone there. I'm gonna let it cook down on a really lower temperature than it was. Ooh, y'all, don't ever pick up no cast iron with your bare hand. Once it came off the top, ooh, that ain't no joke. All right, so I turned my temperature down. It's on the lowest it can be, which is like 1, because a lot of the liquid has already dissolved or cooked down. So what my next goal is to kind of just let the meat kind of marinate in the sauce a little longer until it's a little bit more tender, because it looks good, but I think it just needs to break down a little bit of the meat a little bit more, so that the meat is a little more tender. So I'm gonna let it cook for a little bit on simmer, and we'll be back and we'll take a taste. I think I'm gonna I don't know if I'm gonna make rice. I gotta think about what I'm gonna make. I'm gonna look and see what I got in my pantry, y'all. So, we'll be back. Y'all, this has cooked down a whole lot. I added a little water in there because the liquid almost literally dissipated. So I'm adding a little water just to keep it from drying out. And I know all the seasonings that's in there. I'm gonna taste the flavor of the sauce down there. All right, let's taste. Oh yeah, it's got a good kick to it. Yeah. I'm glad I added that water. I can't believe how well it's cooking. I mean, it really has good flavor. Ouch. It's hot as hell. Hot, hot. Cast iron, very hot. Very hot. They need to make one without all that heat. So, okay. So the meat and the sauce looking good. Flavors are still good. Like they're solid. So, like I said, I added a little more water. I think I'm going to make some yellow rice. So I'm going to start that. I'm going to add a little water to this. Okay. And we're going to turn that on. Get that going. And I'm not sure. I ain't made yellow rice in such a long time. So I'm going to add the water. It says add a little bit of margarine. And then bring it to a boil. So let me do that. Find some margarine. Okay, so it says bring this to a boil, add a little margarine, so I'm going to do like a little bit of a teaspoon. Okay, so I guess I got to let this come to a nice heat. I need a top for this. Perfect. All right. And the meat is like fork tender. So I think what I'm going to do is just turn this off and let it kind of simmer in there in the pot. So this is getting warm. I almost want to put a few broccoli pieces in here. I'm experimenting, y'all. I'm experimenting. I'm going to drop some broccoli in the water. before I put the rice in there. So it'll be like a mix. That's a good number of broccoli pieces. Let that simmer, and I'll add the rice. So this should be a good meal. We're gonna see what it, this tastes like. First time making short ribs at home. I don't even know if I've even had short ribs. That was something I probably would never order on a menu. But I thought maybe I'll try to make them and see if there's something that I would like, Go out of my comfort zone. Because I'm the type that goes to the restaurant. The first thing I need to taste is a good piece of chicken. It's either going to be delicious or not. And a lot of times I go out, I'll try it, and it don't be good. So this is something a little different. Alright. So that is doing its thing. Let me put this back. So let me know in the comments some of the things that you have gone out to eat, and you instead of trying something different, you try your same old foods. It's a difference when you're going out to eat, because you don't want to get an item and then you be like, oh shit, I don't even like it, and then that takes the enjoyment out of being out in the world eating on on an out to eat date or whatever. So who wants to experiment on their diet? I know I don't. Sometimes I have, but for the most part I don't. Okay. This looks like it's almost there. It's not quite. I'm a little impatient. So what I'm going to do is when it starts to boil, I'll come back and I'll show you our situation. All right? Be back. All right, y'all. So I have now a boil for my rice. So what I'm going to do is kind of put my lid on there. But I don't want it to boil so bad. So I put it on 2. So a nice boil so that the rice cooks down. The broccoli cooks down a little bit, because I don't like hard broccoli, y'all. And I know that's where all the nutrients are when it's firm. But I don't want it too firm. So hopefully my broccoli cooks down a little bit and my rice cooks through. So we're going to let that simmer and steam, and then when I think the water is almost kind of gone out of the pot, then I'm gonna turn it all the way off and just let it steam and cook like that. All right, and then I turned the fire off of this, so this can just kind of marinate in that little bit of sauce that's still there, and hopefully we'll have a meal in about a flash. So I'll be back, y'all. Okay, y'all, so we're checking on our rice. I'm gonna go ahead and turn it off, all the water has left the building. So what I'm gonna do is go ahead and just leave it on the stove and let it finish. Let me see, looks like it's really done its thing. Yeah, it needs a little more time steaming. So I'm just gonna let it steam for the next maybe 5 minutes. And then we're gonna put this all together. We'll be back. Alright, y'all. So what we're gonna do is plate up I'm going to use this paper plate. So remember, the rice has broccoli in it, and it's fluffy. Okay. So we have the rice, and we're gonna grab one of these short ribs out of there. Okay, so that's how it's looking, y'all. That's how it's looking. It actually doesn't look too bad, huh? Now we gotta taste it. You know what kind of flavor it's giving me? A nice, not too sweet, but just a nice savory kind of spice, a little kick. And it's giving me the flavor of an oxtail. Okay. So that's our finale dish. We got short ribs, yellow rice with the broccoli inside of the rice, and that's it, y'all. Thank you for joining me, and make sure you subscribe and like the video. Let your girl know in the comments what you think about the meal, the prep. Easy peasy. All right, check me out next video. Bye.